put the children to bed, it's time for Dan and Aldo to bare their souls.
I love the Chicago Bears more than I do masturbating, and that is a lot.
Then, with 3 seconds left, Bob Avellini throws a 30-something yard touchdown pass to Greg Latta, and the Bears win, and I literally shit my pants. I swear to God, I literally did.
Eric Kramer, for me, I love the guy. He's a tragic figure. I mean, he embodies all that is.
If they don't run the ball here, I'm going to vomit. I swear to God.
Jesus Christ, Aldo.
Look, I don't mean any disrespect. He just didn't play that well. Not for a guy of his caliber.
It's fake news, Dan, and you know it, I know it, everyone knows it, including you.
You know, they won, but I'm going to be miserable all week because they stunk.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't really have any recollection of that at all, but I guess perhaps I blacked it all out. Nope.
So, Dan, tape is the ultimate tool for scouts and for coaches to evaluate players, to detect plays and so forth. And they spend hours looking at tape, right? Why do they so often get shit wrong?
I'm not getting any pussy tonight. That's why I'm here.
I love the efficiency of bourbon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan and Aldo.
I think you're on mute, Aldo.
How are you, my friend?
That was a masterful presentation by HBO. Really well done. Superb.
Right. You liked it, huh?
Yeah. I think you need to give yourself some more on the mic, though. You're low.
All right, there it comes. Audio coming up. Does that work better?
Still a little low.
Really? Testing, 1, 2. Testing.
You're better. Okay.
All right, good.
I love to see Ray Clay was there. Again, I'm not a Bulls fan, but the Alan Parsons project and Ray Clay with the Bulls announcing, at the introductions. I mean, come on, that's masterful. That's legendary.
Yeah.
So I thought that was awesome. And John Legend was a nice touch. The music was good, man.
Nikki seems to have liked it.
Yeah, she watched it. And one of the things I thought about was when the Eberflus's the daughter and the wife were like watching the game, it sounded like us.
It sure did.
Boy, they're really into it. I like it.
Yeah. I posted out on X, who knew that the Eberflus family was going to steal Hard Knocks? All three of them great looking ladies, and they knew their football. I thought that was great. Let's just follow them the rest of the show.
Yeah, his wife was a good looking lady.
Very, very good. Very, very good. People are going to criticize me now for saying that the kids look good too, but hey.
Oh, they're adults, right?
I hope so. Because I was having cardinal thoughts about them.
What was a really dick thing was some of the Bear fans went after Mark Trestman's kids, and I think they were minors.
Yeah, it was at a Little League game that they went after them in one instance at least and said, yes, it's too bad. Don Burr says he's a Lions fan. My DirecTV package doesn't get HBO. Well, Don, you missed a show that was 10 times better than when the Lions were on Hard Knocks. I took notes during the show. Dan, did you take notes? You want to go through things one by one?
I feel like I watched it intently. I didn't need to take notes, but I could have. Okay. But I paid attention, so I can talk about it.
I love the way the show started. It started with, the draft pick to Caleb Williams. I wish there would have been some footage that we had not seen before behind stage and stuff like that. So we Bear fans had seen all of that, but the national TV audience probably had not. It was a great beginning because it signified that we are now going through a transformation from the old blood and guts, run the ball 3 downs and punt Bears to now behind the magic arm and leadership of Caleb Williams. So I thought that was a really nice open.
And they used Facenda. as well.
Oh, baby. I love that part the best. You know it.
Me too, man. And anytime you start mixing in, I'm just a typical Bears fan. So when you start mixing in the history with the present, like you got me erect, you know?
Mm-hmm. Announcement. We have an erection on aisle 6. Let me see. Hey, Tooch, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Tooch is backstage. He is stuffing something into his mouth. It's a long 8-inch lace potato chip.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I from a Bears perspective that I never considered so much that was on there was the fourth quarterback. What was that kid's name again?
Oh, gosh, yeah. After Reed, right? No, Reed is the third
After
one,
Rippon,
right?
and then
it's Reed. Reed.
You have the delay, but they show his parents.
Yes.
And you know, I didn't even consider like, yeah, this kid's parents are here. Like, this is his moment.
Yeah.
And it's just shit on by that Lightning. I mean, I think of it selfishly, watching it like, the goddamn Lightning, like the Limp Bizkit concert the other night. But it's like, Lightning, fuck the Lightning. It's ruining my game. But it's actually ruining someone else's whole livelihood.
Yeah.
And their shot at making the team. Yeah. So
exactly. Because he's fighting for a practice squad spot. And so he needs to play well under the lights. And he had that chance, but he was robbed of half of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter because he was going to finish up the game. So that's too bad. He probably will play again, but not with that much playing time that they had planned for him. Hey, Mr. Mac, the only way you can watch it is on Max, the HBO streaming service. They show it live and it's available there on demand. I think they've got a deal going on like for $10 a month. Actually, Dan, you just re-signed up for HBO. What did you think?
Yeah, I've got it on YouTube TV now. Again, okay. I had DirecTV for 20 plus years, but I've got YouTube TV. I think I pay $15-16 a month. Again, HBO to me has gone downhill significantly. I just added it back for Hard Knocks. I'll probably drop it again.
You're not a fan of the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons thing, because I got to tell you, that makes the membership worthwhile, that series. And I know you don't like the sword and sorcery shit, but from a story perspective, it really is rich. It's really well done. Tooch will vouch for that as he sticks another potato chip into his kisser.
I'll come back when they bring back what was the one, the White Lotus next year? That's coming back.
Yeah.
I'll watch that for sure. And then
great show.
Euphoria, I would imagine it'll be late 2025.
Yeah, Mr. Mac, I checked it. Actually, I watch it on regular HBO, but I checked it because somebody sent me a DM, sent a bunch of us a DM asking if it was going to stream live on Max, and I checked it. It's supposed to be there, so I don't know what's going on with HBO in the New York area. But I wanted to get to, then after that really nice open with Facenda and Caleb and all that, then they go to Matt Eberflus at the Country Club with Ryan Poles and the family there. And I was like, oh no, please don't do this. And Poles is wearing white on white, and I was like, don't do this, please get off this. But thankfully they only spent like 20 seconds there. And then they moved on to, how about Jalen Johnson's car? Are you into cars, Dan? I
don't have enough money to be in a car. So I just have a Jeep.
But you admire a nice car like the one Jalen was driving, right?
Oh, of course. It made me think. I know it wasn't a Lamborghini, but it made me think of Lance Briggs's car crash where he left the scene.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't want me to bring up. I'm sorry, Lance.
He hates it when people bring that up. But that was nice. They had a camera in the car while Jalen is driving. I forgot what he said exactly, but that's Bears, a country club, kind of ruins that blue collar image exactly to your point.
You see, Jalen was mad this week. Off topic from the show. He was pissed that he wasn't in NFL's top 100.
threw a couple of F-bombs, threw a bullshit in there. He was not happy. And like I've been telling everyone, nobody should care because that's like, Simone Biles did the voting for Jonathan Owens. You know what I mean? It's like they give that shit away. And half the players, maybe even more than half, don't even bother with that shit. They don't do their homework. They just put their friends in and stuff. So that to me doesn't mean anything. Now, if guys who really follow the league, it's probably just writers and broadcasters, their top 100 list, I would think, if they take it seriously, I would think that would be more valuable than your peers.
I don't know. Remember the Bears 100 again? They had Khalil Mack as the 60th best Bear of all time.
That is true.
Patrick Manley was in the top 100.
Yeah, that is true.
Curtis Conway wasn't, but Patrick Manley was.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with you. So that not even the professionals get it right. So fuck that. Hopefully Jalen is pissed off and he wears it as a chip on his shoulder. He gets an interception a game, gets the NFL record for interceptions. I'd be really, really fine with that. I love the line. The Bears can take the L. No. Bears want the W's. How's the line? Bears take the L, but want the W's. And they show a picture of the L in downtown Chicago. That was a typical Facenda NFL Films line. I thought we need more of that. Because part of the reason I want to see this so much is so that they get the full NFL Films treatment, the great narration with the great narrator and great slow motion footage. We were teased to that, but it wasn't 100% the way I would like it. The fucking country club thing really threw me for a loop. What about when Cole Kmet went out and threw the first pitch? That was pretty cool.
I thought he was left-handed. That confirms it, but every time he scores a touchdown, he's batting left-handed. So
he's like me. I throw left-handed and I bat right-handed. So he's
all right.
Like me.
All jokes aside, Aldo Gandhi is throwing out the first pitch. What's happening out there? Are you gonna? He threw a ball, but at least it was a good pitch. It was a ball.
Oh, it had to be like 75 miles an hour, in my opinion. Right. About 10 years ago, I went to a carnival and I did the radar pitching thing to see how fast my ball was going. I'm thinking, man, I got to easily hit 60. Throw the ball, 38. Like,
oh
what?
My God, really?
Yes. And then, when I was a kid, I really wanted to throw a fastball. I raised my right leg up real high, lean back and throw it. 39. Hey, this thing's broken, man.
Could you hit a strike, though?
They were a little high.
Remember George W. Bush went out there after 9/11 with all that protective gear on and fucking threw like a 80-mile-per-hour across the plate strike in the World Series.
He was a badass that night. He was a badass. Even I liked him. See, I got a message from Tooch here. What could it be? It says, okay, I'm done feasting on chips. All right.
Hey, before you bring John in, another thing real quick that I liked was, for some reason, Marcus Allen was there, and Caleb was like, man, he's a legend, and gave him a hug. Of course, USC, but that's cool that he knew who Marcus Allen was. So many of the younger kids have no lineage toward the history of the game.
Yeah.
You're like, Super Bowl 18. Ew, I wasn't alive yet. When Marcus was MVP.
I would love, and Hard Knocks obviously is not doing that because they would have done it in this episode, but I would have loved to have seen how these Bears are learning about, or how they're being taught about, the history of the Bears. Because there was one mention about a player from history early on, Eberflus, when he was addressing the team. And I would have taken that opportunity.
He said Walter and Jerry Rice is who he mentioned.
Exactly. I would have taken that moment to really share with them some of the shit that Walter did. Because if that doesn't fire you up to wear that uniform, I don't know what. And on defense, Dick Butkus, those are the guys I grew up with and have made it possible for me to live through so much agony as a Bears fan.
Yeah, if you remember when Akeem Hicks was here and he got mad on the radio, it's like he didn't know that Tom Waddle was a Bear and had gotten his ass kicked repeatedly as the Bears wide receiver and thought that Tom was making fun of him.
That's
but
right.
As much as I liked Akeem, he didn't even know the history that Tom was a Bear. I think he just thought he was a snarky radio asshole. But was the guy that gave his body and got his ass kicked repeatedly as a member of the Chicago Bears when he could just get hit over and over and over in the early 90s.
Yeah, I was disappointed Akeem did that to Waddle. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Tom Waddle, I think he'd be a little snide. So part of me kind of enjoyed Akeem bitch slapping him. But at the same time, I give Waddle all the props. When he played for the Bears, I thought what he did was astonishing. And Tooch is giving me that signal. I agree with you, and I'd like to share a point of view. So here you go, Tooch.
Right.
There you are. Let me get rid of that, because we don't need that. And let me put up the proper background. How are you, Chani Santucci?
I'm doing good. That was, I had to have a hard knock snack of choice. I've got these hot honey potato chips. I saw these at the store today, and I was like, sounds like a good old snack if I'm not going to cook tonight. So,
well, I saw you eat almost every chip, and you were doing it in that
left, yeah.
pornographic style. You were making me erect.
Really good, man. They're addictive, very addictive.
When you were doing the finger looking good thing, that was really exciting. You were going like this.
Good, I told. That had nothing to do with potato chips.
My grandson, my daughter sends me some video of my grandson unwrapping his popsicle, and he's going like this with it. And so clearly, I'm going to post it and put a joke on. But and then after he did that, he immediately put it in his mouth. And I go, no, that's not fucking funny. I'm not going to post that shit. No. Dude, you're on Hard Knocks. You get a chance to see it. We're dying to know your overall thoughts, and then we'll break it down.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I can do a little bit of Hard Knocks Bear State of Affairs.
Ooh, yeah, let's do it, baby.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything from this week,
Okay, man, I didn't expect this. This is a bargain, Dan. Dan, I know you don't listen anymore. You go take a shit or jerk off.
No, I do listen. And I'm ready to listen now.
All right.
I'm just playing. Let's get the open, and away we go.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Go get them, Tooch. Go get them.
Yeah, Bear State of Affairs, Barflies, what's happening? Yeah, we waited a long time for this. I was trying to explain to my wife, how long I've waited for this. I was like, you got to watch it with me. Aren't you going to watch it with me? She didn't want to watch it with me. She was like, got to work tonight. So she went to sleep. I watched it, by myself with some hot honey potato chips.
Nice.
A lot of stuff's been going on. We had the Hall of Fame game players that stood out for me, Colin Johnson and Brett Rippon. We'll talk about that later. Nice hook up there, Elijah Hicks, Austin Booker looking good. But man, a few things have been going on. Keenan Allen approached the Bears about a contract extension recently. Almost, hello, anybody home?
That's right.
What the heck? Yeah. Yeah, not much response yet, but from the looks of Hard Knocks tonight, he looked pretty uncoverable. So Jalen Johnson left off the NFL's top 100 players list. He had some choice words, man. His quote, "It's bullshit," Johnson said, shaking his head. There ain't no way. I don't know how you make Pro Bowl All-Pro and I'm not a top 100 guy. I could have been 101, I guess. Aaron Rodgers didn't even play this last season. He was voted in. What the hell? Oh my! I'm telling you, everybody makes mistakes. It ain't just the media that do it. The players, clearly they voted for it. They made some goddamn mistakes, but it is what it is. Any day I know the truth, and it's okay. I got some more for them. This season, I'm sure he's going to have something for other teams, man. I'll tell you that. Yep, and another one here, man. I'll talk about this. Amani Toomer. Have you heard him talk about Caleb Williams? He said, quote, "He's Russell Wilson 2.0. This is not going to go over well." And he's talking about Caleb Williams wanting the locker room cleaned up, which I'm all for. Yeah. But hell, if he's Russell Wilson and gives us a Super Bowl, I'm all right with it. But then I got to thinking, will one Super Bowl be enough for us Bears fans? I mean, don't we need multiple? Yeah. After Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, I think we need more than one. Anyways, I also had an emotional night recently when the Bears video. Man, it was a great video. Got me teary of Steve McMichael's emotional Hall of Fame video. The Bears fans, new and old, will likely never forget the stirring emotional video that the Bears released showing Steve McMichael in his Hall of Fame jacket and watching his Hall of Fame bust being unveiled by his lovely wife.
I'm crying.
Man, I was too, man. Oh, and then tonight, we have Hard Knocks. We're going to talk about it. It was anybody can take the L, but the Bears are only concerned with W's, Aldo. And all I could say, Dan, was groan. That's like a lot of my jokes sometimes kind of fall flat. That one really fell flat, man. All right, well, we got a lot of Caleb. We got a lot of Eberflus. Yeah, my mom was watching it with me, and she was like, "That Eberflus is handsome. See what a makeover does for you, Aldo? I think we need a Bears barroom makeover." Yeah.
I need a new pussy.
Yeah, we saw linebacker Matt Eberflus for the Toledo Rockets, coached by Nick Saban, who appears to be mentoring Coach Flus. I'll tell you, Coach Flus looks confident in his third year, don't you think? Yeah, he's running everything, man. It's great. Yeah, he doesn't seem nervous or anything. Alex, hopefully he's put that 14-game losing streak behind him, guys.
He's a fucking idiot.
Right. Coach Eberflus isn't the only one who needs a makeover. I want Eberflus's wife. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a no, dog.
Oh, you're cold. You're cold.
Too much makeup, and are those Botox lips? Oh! I'm kidding, Coach. I'm kidding. Yeah. And we might have had a rookie story with Theo Benedette. Yeah, he got to sing in his underwear. He couldn't sing. It wasn't really singing, guys. Not singing.
Wasn't that the smallest eagle you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, the Canadian eagle couldn't sing. Yeah, then he got injured. There goes that story. Yeah.
I would be willing to suck.
I would be willing to suck Theo Benedette's cock. Ooh, the show's really starting off with a bang. Yeah, we got DJ Moore's contract signing, the largest in Bears history. How about that? That was great. And then later on, we had, I don't know what almond milk is. I don't know. Maybe Dan at this rock radio station can tell us if that's the milk that the Almond Brothers produce. And that's Bears State of Affairs. That's it. That's all I got.
That was awesome.
We're finished talking.
Outstanding.
Could you
job.
imagine, Aldo, if this were 6 years ago, all the Canadian jokes?
Oh my gosh.
I'll just keep it vague.
Bears girl.
Oh yeah.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, that he had a little injury there. That Speedo offered him no protection from his strained hamstring.
Yeah, that fucking turf, man. I knew watching the game, I knew something might happen like that. I can't believe they.
What was he, long snapping? It looked like he was It was next to the long snapper.
Yeah, he was the right guard on that special teams formation.
Yeah. Patrick Scales had a recent video. Did y'all see that? Patrick Scales? No. I forgot to put that embarrassing affair, but he was like, it was an open letter to Madden or EA Games about his 35 Madden rating. It was like, if you haven't seen it, it's really funny.
I'll look for that. That's pretty cool. All right, let's pick up there.
Before we can I ask you guys about the main, because when Amani Toomer came out with this thing talking about that, there's Russell Wilson 2.0 and everything. And I was thinking, man, I'd be happy if he's Russell Wilson 2.0 and we get a Super Bowl. But like I said, do we need more than one? Aldo and I are grizzled Bears fans. We saw one. Yes. I was talking with this Aaron Current on Sunday, and he's like, I didn't see any. I was born in 1988. So for them, probably one's good, but I think for us grizzled fans, we need two or more.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Dan. I mean, Dan deserves 10.
Yeah.
Really. This guy is one of the most diehard Chicago Bears fans that I have ever met in my 65 years. And, there's nothing that's going to change him from being a Chicago Bears fan.
Just give me one. Give me one. I was 5. I was 5 when they won Super Bowl 20. Give me one as an adult. And I
Yeah,
don't mean the loss in the rain in Miami. Give me a fucking win.
Yeah, indeed. But I'm with Tooch. You know, I think part of the price that we've paid for basically tanking the last 2 years is, you know, what Pose has described sustainable success. So after a while, it's not going to be good enough just to win divisions every year. You got to get past that and get deep into the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl, and win at least 2. This franchise deserves that because of its history and greatness, but even more than that, the fans deserve it, man. We've been fucking starving.
Yeah,
we're too good for this.
Yeah, I hate to quote the Smiths, but how soon is now? Right?
That's a good one.
That's
Who says that?
A good song.
Smith? Oh, okay. That's just from a song, the Smiths, the SMY.
The Smiths, yeah.
I've never heard of them.
How soon is now? Yeah.
It's been covered by like 10 people, but it's a good song.
Yeah, great song. Yep.
Cool. Well, okay, so the announcer talking about Caleb potentially being bigger than Michael Jordan, and then the whole rip off of the Bears introduction. You both of you guys have already mentioned that was a fantastic touch by the HBO producers.
Great open, yeah. I was like, man, did Aldo make this open? That was like Aldo's, man. Actually, I think yours might have been better than some of theirs. If you had done it, it might have been a little bit better. I'm serious.
Well, I'm positive of that too. But enough about me. Dan, what do you think? Would I have made it better?
You would have done well, but I don't know if you could have gotten Ray Clay though. But
yeah,
that was a really nice touch.
Money talks, man. When I worked at McDonald's, you know, I was surprised we were able to get Elton John. You know why we got Elton John to perform at our convention? We gave him $1 million.
He spent it all on flowers too.
All right. So that was a nice thing. And then Caleb being coached by Eberflus on weight transfer, even when he's throwing off a platform. That's the kind of stuff that you love to see, the behind the scenes. Eberflus sounds like he knows what he's talking about, you know, and his performance at the podium this year, he's been describing, you know, like when he described Austin Booker's pass rushing skills, it was detailed. I learned a little bit of something. And so I love that stuff. I know you do too.
It looked like he could play a little too when he was a linebacker, Coach Flus.
How about it?
That was nice. I didn't have as much respect for him before the show, but I'll tell you, I was like, hey, it looked kind of like a light Buckus Light back there.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Coach,
you know that
Coach Saban was kind of alluding to, hey, this kid, you know, you have to coach him the right way. He's got a ton of pressure on him. He's got to be a big star in a big city. You know, I thought that was really cool listening to.
Yeah, his theme about expectations. You know that's the number one reason so many quarterbacks fail in the NFL. I saved a couple of comments here of people talking about Saban. Let me see if I can find one. He says, I figured everything he had to say was pretty common sense, meaning Saban had to say. And I can't think of a quarterback he's produced at Alabama that had much expectation in the league. But I guess since it's Saban, you know, Zach, I agree with you. I at a certain point, Dan, tell me what you think about this. Eberflus was looking at Coach Saban saying, I know this is fucking pretty easy coaching one-on-one stuff, but I know the cameras are here, so go ahead. I'll sit patiently. Didn't you get that impression, Dan?
No, I mean, yes, but you can tell he has a certain amount of reverence for Saban. So I think he was just trying to give the guy respect. But he was speaking in platitudes. It just felt like he was saying nothing that a coach wouldn't already know.
Yeah, they always keep it simple. They're not going to expose, you know, him talking about X's and O's and any camp secrets and stuff. So
he's like, Aldo, this is called the forward pass. What's this?
Exactly. That's what it felt like to me. It felt, but I guess it was fine for, you know, the show is trying to get a mass audience. This is not, you know, the draft Dr. Phil breaking down tape and with music and stuff. Anyway, you were eating those chips, and Cliff says, "Although you're killing me, I put a new insulin pump in today with algorithms, and I can't eat any snacks while it's learning my body." Grr. So no more eating potato chips and
hot honey's like the hot new flavor. It's like a lot of stuff like pizza drizzled with hot honey. That's like a thing out here now and whatever. So I was like, I had to try it. I don't know much about it. Hot honey, I haven't had it, but pretty good chips for the show. What was your guys' snack tonight during the show?
Go ahead, Dan.
I'm at work. I wasn't eating anything.
Okay.
I didn't eat anything. I had sushi for dinner. We finished around 7:15, so I didn't snack on anything. I'm having a little sip of whiskey.
I had Japanese too. I had a ramen pack. we both had Japanese tonight.
Yeah, well, yours was a lot cheaper than my sushi meal, I bet.
Actually, my wife makes it pretty good. She'll take like the actual kit, whatever, put that together, and chop vegetables,
nice.
Chop up some chicken breast or sausage, and throw it all in there.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, actually pretty good.
All right, so then Caleb gets up in front of all the Bears players at their meeting room, and he talks about his signing bonus.
Yeah,
$25 million.
Yeah, Benedette was 20,000. But neither. I'm not convinced any Bears can sing. That's the thing.
That's right.
Caleb Williams, that was a no dog. Theo Benedette, no.
That was pretty obvious.
Terrible singing tonight.
Gosh,
the Bears are last in the league in vocals.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It can't get any better than Caleb Williams, that's for sure. The players razzing him during the karaoke thing was cool too.
Yeah,
and then he did a little segment where he started to talk about, he was being vulnerable. He started talking about the challenges, the mistakes that he was making and stuff. That was a nice sequence that the HBO producers put together. And then it almost like out of their old playbook, and then they show you why he's good. Turns around from he's struggling, getting a little better, and then boom, he's connecting on big passes. HBO Hard Knocks has done that a million times before, but it was with our quarterback this time, not anybody else's quarterback.
And the John Legend song connected with the lyrics with what he was going through. It was a real nice choice.
It was very nice. Yeah. He had that one-on-one meeting with Flus. I didn't catch anything of substance being shared by Flus to Caleb. What did you guys think of that sequence?
It felt like he was, because they showed one of the things that Saban told him was, you don't rip your quarterback in front of it. Basically, like he was giving, to me, it looked like he was giving Caleb an enormous amount of respect despite being a rookie. And it was showing that they have a good rapport and respect for one another. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, he said, show him, don't tell him. Show him on the video screen. Don't tell him. So show him on the screen what, whether it was good or bad.
Yeah, I guess that was cool. I mean, that's good advice. I got sidetracked here by Nikki saying that she's watching her figure for the wedding.
I thought that was Dan's job.
No, I was going to say, Nikki, I'll be watching your figure on Thursday. All right.
Shane Waldron's younger than I thought.
Yeah, he sounds
looked like a young kid, actually, kind of. But I was on Barfly Tailgate on Sunday with Aaron and Baralissimo, and we're talking about Brett Rippon and the connection with Shane Waldron, because Waldron came from that Rams Sean McVay system, where he brought that to Seattle, and kind of revitalized Geno Smith's career, and Brett Rippon was the backup on the Rams for 2 or 3 years. So for him to come in and run the offense pretty spotlessly shouldn't have been too much of a surprise.
Yeah, you make a good point.
He really ran the. I mean, he was playing against third stringers who likely aren't good, but he was there with every pass, every read, made the right decisions and stuff. So that backup quarterback battle, if they only keep 2, it's going to be close.
Yeah, I still think they have so much invested in terms of faith in Bagent, and they like, him being younger, and that he still has a really high ceiling. Rippon is going to have to really continue to throw a couple touchdowns every practice game to tell me that he's got a chance of unseating Bagent. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, you're probably right because Bajan is one of the Bears' homegrown guys.
Yep.
But, Rippon's uncle was Super Bowl 26 MVP. So maybe he's got something. I mean, he's 28 now, and maybe it took him more. Mark Rippon himself, it took a number of years before he put it together. So
a lot of quarterbacks. Geno Smith took a while to
Rippon could be the third stringer, the guy that the emergency.
I would like to see him keep 3 and Reed on the back practice squad.
I agree. I don't think if they put Rippon on the practice squad, somebody tweeted this and it was perfect. You put Rippon on the practice squad, he'll be safe. No team is going to go after a guy who's played with 6 other NFL teams. You put Tyson Bagent on the practice squad, you're going to see 4 or 5 teams put a claim in for him because they've seen enough to think that this guy has the size, the smarts, the attitude to be a quarterback who could compete for a number 1 job somewhere. So he's a good bet. By the way, and Tooch, when you were talking about Geno Smith learning under Shane Waldron, I think that's one of the things that we're seeing is Shane is such a good teacher. And if you're a veteran quarterback who has seen multiple defenses, I mean, that one touchdown, I think it was the second one to Colin Johnson, that was an audible that Rippon called. He saw the coverage, called the audible, and that's where Caleb has to get to, to learn that. And Shane hopefully is good enough to teach it to you.
Barelissimo broke that exact play down on Sunday. If you caught the show, the stutter and go was the read between the quarterback and receiver. So exactly what all those talking about. Caleb Williams has to get to that point, know. But Colin Johnson, a guy who's probably going to make it tough for the team to cut him. There was great coverage on the first big catch on the sidelines, and he's just 6'5". You can't coach height like that, against a defensive back that's 5'8", 5'9". But
I was surprised they caught and left in DJ Moore. Basically, DJ Moore was told, he's going to make the team, and he goes, "Well, how many wide receivers are you going to keep?" And I thought that was a little surprising. It didn't show much confidence in Colin. Maybe I'm reading into that wrong, but that was interesting. I think Colin is a lock just because of his special teams play. He makes the first tackle on the new kickoff rules. He loves to play special teams. He's got that great attitude. Absolutely, man.
It's this year's Devin Aroma-Shadu. Right, Dan?
There you go.
Well, Colin had a really bad drop early on when Bagent was in there. And so for him to overcome that, I thought was also – because if you're a guy on the bubble and you have a really bad drop, you have to think, oh, fuck, I may not make the team now. And yet he comes back and has a monster game after that. You got to give him his props for being able to overcome that adversity. But I like the Aroma-Shadu reference as well.
Yeah, the Cliff is making mention of Cliff and Ravi, Velus Jones, and Velus Jones played at the running back position in practice today. This is what Eberflus said about it.
You guys saw Velus Jones at halfback today. Again, that's a thing we're going to do during this block. He was welcome to that. And we feel that because of the versatility of the talent and the skill sets that he offers our offense another way to have a weapon back there. So, again, hopefully that grows into something. And, again, that's Shane and the offensive staff just being creative, being able to maximize our talents on our roster.
With Velus, do you see him playing exclusively in the backfield going forward, or is it just this stretch here?
It's for the block, and then we'll reevaluate where it is. So again, like I said, he's got a lot of talent. He's open to moving around. Again, like we talked about, I think it was maybe last time we visited about if you're the fringe roster or guy that's competing for that 5th, 6th spot on the receiver or halfback, wherever it might be, the more you can do. If you're a 4-core guy in special teams, and the more you can utilize your talents across the wider base of the team, I believe that's a good thing for you. So that's what he's doing.
When you said this block, how long is the block? Just this week?
Just through the Bills. Yeah.
And what does he need to show you to potentially stay there?
Just the execution, and then show us your skill set. We're putting you back there because you're fast and you're a bigger, stouter receiver that does a good job in the return game, and you can utilize him in a bunch of different spots back there. And it'll be good to line them up in different spots. So just the operation of that.
Does this guy, is he Pace's brother-in-law? Like, they will not cut this man. Why?
Yep, there it is. Poles and Valus Jones.
He's like, I can't quit you, Valus. I can't quit you.
But the thing is that he's got these intangibles. I mean, the incredible speed. He's big. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Cordero Patterson, and the fact is that he has been effective on these jet sweeps. The stats were there. He's averaging 9 yards per carry on the few, just a couple of running plays from a true running back position, but the rest of them were jet sweeps. This to me just makes so much sense. If he's a gadget player, and so you got to put him in at running back, you put him in at tight end, you put him in that wide receiver, you put him up somebody's a-hole, whatever, to keep it a surprise and try to get him the ball in space so that he can do his thing. Luke Getsy not doing that when he was probably Valus Jones' biggest advocate just shows the limited thinking that Luke Getsy had for the offense.
Why do we always have to put guys in other positions though for the Bears?
I know.
It's like it worked out for like guys like Big Cat Williams, who is a defensive line. Let's turn him into a tackle.
Yeah,
but like most of the time it doesn't work though, Danny. I'm trying to remember like guys who we tried. What was that
Devin
guy's?
Hester. Devin
Right,
Hester
we tried
was
to make
corner.
Hester. Yeah, what was that other guy's name? That was like a defensive lineman. We tried to make him into an offensive.
Oh, he was awful.
Too.
Awful.
It was
I can't.
He was like.
Phil made a song about him, right?
Yeah.
The
University of Connecticut or somewhere like that. A small school. I forgot that kid's name, man. It wasn't that long ago, man. But yeah.
We don't need to mention him.
We tried to turn him into
Was it Rashad Coward?
Yeah, Rashad Coward.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Rashad Coward. Yep, that was it. We tried to make him into a guard.
Oh,
but
God.
Speaking of guards, man, the Bears' offensive lineman is still offensive line is still a big question mark, man.
Yeah.
We've got Nate Davis who's in and out. Now Tevin Jenkins is injured. Braxton Jones has got stuff going wrong with him. It's like we didn't spend much much capital on the offensive line. But I didn't
even know who played. Like ESPN did a poor job of showing who was playing at any given time, regardless if it was the defensive line, the offensive line. I was like, did I miss the starting lineup? I don't think I even saw it.
No, I don't think they ever announced it. And that's been my pet peeve for years and years and years. Back when I worked at WBBM TV here, the CBS owned and operated station in Chicago, they had rights to broadcast the Bears game. And one of the guys that I worked with in the programming department, he was the associate producer. Man, I wanted his fucking job so bad because I would have told the director and the main producer, you got to treat this for what it is. It's a preseason game. The main storyline are all the players who are trying to make it on the team. You should be pointing them out with the telestrator, talking about their history, talking about who they're battling for in terms of projected starters. Those are the storylines, and we never get enough of that in preseason.
Did we get enough of it in Hard Knocks though? Really, too? We kind of didn't either.
Definitely not in this first episode.
We got more Simone Biles than we did Bears rookies.
She's the baddest woman on the planet right now.
Yeah. Fantastic, phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, I mean that was time well spent. Him talking about his wife and stuff. It was weird that they didn't really have a camera in Paris. They used the Olympic Committee's reaction shot of when Simone was doing the flips. And then when he's watching her final run, I guess he was back home watching on TV because I was thinking, why go to Paris and watch it from a hotel room?
It's going to be sad when he's cut.
He's gonna make the team. He's battling with Elijah Hicks for that third safety position.
We talked about him on Sunday, man. He looks rocked up, man.
He looked good.
A couple nice hits, man. I liked it.
Yeah,
like Dan Aguirre said, Quan Brisker's always injured. We don't have to worry now, Danny.
Yeah,
he is. I mean, I don't want to say he's a bust because I liked the pick. I really did when the Bears got that for the Khalil Mack trade. but man, he's always hurt. But I mean, he's given us his all, so I don't want to criticize him. But he, even in games where he doesn't come out, they're like they have to go to TV timeouts like 3 times because he's down.
Yeah. I think Owens, the big battle between Owens and Hicks is going to be what they do on special teams. And so Owens missing that first game with special teams work probably will hurt him a little bit because Hicks tackled so well. And frankly, I didn't really notice that he was jacked up, but that's a good thing that he's gotten jacked up. Yeah. They've been talking a lot about, physical makeup type, bigger, stronger guys for the special teams now. And if Elijah has added some muscle and strength, that's going to work in his favor.
A lot of guys transformed their bodies this offseason, man. We talked about Gervon Dexter and the honey buns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Hicks is another one.
Bajent put on some rock.
Yeah. Bajent is another one. Yep.
Yeah.
Zach is saying slap a G rating on this Hard Knocks and air it on Disney.
Zach, hilarious, man.
I can see why you feel that way. I did find it a little vanilla, sort of like Eberflus. I'm sure that this is because Kevin Warren is so Christian and McCaskey's the same way. They really don't want to hear their players saying F-bombs and stuff like that. I mean, this was a really vanilla. Thanks for mentioning that, Zach.
Zach, I think a Canadian in a Speedo might get you a PG, though.
PG-13.
PG-13, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love this. Go ahead, Tuch.
Well, safety, where I initially had thought it might be a bit of a weakness, looks a little bit more solid than I initially had thought.
Yeah.
With the Hicks and Kevin Byard, and we haven't seen him yet, but I mean, it's
the linebackers. Everybody's been saying we're deep at linebackers. It's the linebackers that were getting killed in those first 2-3 series by the Texans. All of those crossing patterns and shit.
Yep.
They should rename it Hard Knockers and have more Go-Go Girls and stuff.
They kept the scheme vanilla in the first half, the defensive scheme. But in the second half, they came out and they made their adjustments, which is a great sign because Eberflus' first season, they didn't know how to make adjustments.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're allowed to make adjustments on this team, right? Because we've never seen it before.
They came out, they threw some disguised coverage and blitz. Like I said, Sunday Barrelissimo broke it down. On the Tailgate Show. If you haven't watched it, go back and listen.
Please do so. You can find it here on the Barroom Network's YouTube channel and on audio podcast. That segment where they were talking about all the weapons that Caleb has, and they looked at Roma Dunze, and they looked at Keenan Allen, they looked at DJ Moore. That gave me a hard on.
I was looking. Anthony and I were talking about this recently before the show for Weekend Sports Betting Tips. At Roma Dunze over under for receiving yards is only 675 on the season. I think he goes over that.
Dan, you got $100?
No, not after the wedding.
What do you think? Don't you think Rome can get to 700?
I mean, yes, but you do have Keenan Allen there, and you've got DJ Moore, and you've got Cole Kmet, and
a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't care. I don't care who gets the yardage. I mean, I would like to see our quarterback hit 4,000 yards, but again, if we're winning, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, would you at least take some solace if we go 10-6? Don't make the playoffs because it's a tough division, but Caleb gets 4,000 yards and Rome does get 850 yards and 6 touchdowns. Would you take some? No.
We've had too many participation trophies.
Yeah.
It's time to get some wins. I mean, we've been justifying losing they're doing this because they're cutting the salary cap and they're making these adjustments and, they want the number 1 pick in the draft. And, they got it. I mean, it's time to win. No, fuck the stats.
You guys from the red states really hate participation trophies.
I was using it as an analogy.
I know. I get it. I get the frustration. I get the desire, the hunger the craving to win a Super Bowl championship and to get, or at the very least get deep into the playoffs. But I do think that, you know, it's a building team, and as long, I want a Super Bowl first and foremost, but trying to be pragmatic about it, if they make considerable improvements, that we get a real NFL modern passing offense, and because of, you know, a play here, a play there, we're 10-6 and not make the playoffs, I will take some solace in that. I will, absolutely. You're shaking your head, Tooch. Are you with me or without me?
I'm getting a little tingly down there.
I mean,
I love it when I turn you on.
If this is mid-January, maybe you can sell me on trying to get solace for a good year. But right now, it's August the 6th, and the season kicks off in roughly a month for us. I mean, I want to win. Again, you can sell me on this shit if the season goes awry. But right now, I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah. You know, I'm with you, brother, and I am getting worried now because I thought that the NFL schedule, that I thought it was favorable to the Bears, but after listening to Tooch and a couple of commentators on the radio talking about that, Packers to Packers, week 11 to week 18.
I hate it, Aldo, but hey, you know.
I just feel like we can beat our own division teams, but I am starting to wonder, maybe that is the big Achilles heel of this schedule. So many divisional games.
Well, I'm worried about it because the last 6 of the last 8 games are division opponents. I mean, Aaron Current was like, well, we got 10 weeks to prepare for the division. You know, it's like 10 or whatever was it, 9 games to prepare for the division.
That I am starting to get a little. I don't think I'm going to make a prediction this year. So please, guys, I'm begging you right now. Don't ask me because I'll do something stupid and predict 17-0.
Maybe Dan knows. Have you ever seen a Bears season where we played like most of the division games at the very end, like in one half of the season?
No, this is a fairly new phenomenon when there's only 4 teams in the division anyway. That goes back to what, 2002. Because before that, of course, we had Tampa Bay with us forever. But just try to be favorite. If for some reason it takes a while to get going, you know, and maybe they're somewhere around 500, then you have a chance. Because even if you're struggling, if you beat your divisional opponents, you can get in. Yeah. So just look at it as an opportunity, almost an insurance policy. If you're not taking care of the games early on, well, you know what? We got 6 of the last 8 in the division, so we could still sneak up and win it. So I'm not going to complain about the schedule. Fuck it, man. Like, let's just win some games.
Week by week. Let's take it week by week. And that first game is a very winnable game. Against the Titans, we get off to 1-0 start. That's another.
It just scares me. It makes me think of that Buffalo game 10 years ago when they opened up in Chicago. You're like, oh, it's Buffalo. We're gonna win that one.
Yeah.
And then they beat us in overtime, and it just felt like a giant kick to the balls. So you're just like, oh, this season's not gonna go the way I want it to. If you can't beat Buffalo, I mean, back then Buffalo was really struggling.
Yeah. They were, and even last year, you know, because I thought this is Justin's 3rd year. He's going to finally get it. We're going to play the Packers, and we look so fucking bad and lose yet again. That was so disheartening. So I don't know. But hey, back to Hard Knocks. The DJ Moore, you know, see if they can bring him up here so that we got the agents up here and we can tell them.
I could see people like Flex Diggs, you know, like, you know, like it was a little vanilla, you know.
Yeah, I think Zach, you know, really hit it out of the park when he said it was a G-rated thing. Yeah. And I think we'll be talking about that thematically about this first episode for weeks. But, you know, I thought the best part of the show was the DJ Moore, you know, telling him about the contract. They cut that a little weird. It's like there wasn't, you know, telling him and everybody going, ah! It sort of seemed like after the fact. But when he went down to tell his players, the reaction from the players I thought was so genuine, so cool. And then Nate Davis, and the only appearance that I've seen of Nate Davis in about a year, you see him like looking at DJ, and when he learns he's got the contract, he was like, holy shit, can we go eat or something? You know, he had this look on his face, and that was kind of weird and kind of cool. What'd you guys think about that segment?
It's kind of goofy for me.
Really?
I mean, it's okay.
I loved it.
I'm kind of out on Nate Davis this year. I'm like, you know, the in, the out. Is he going to play? You know, is he? I don't know. I got to see more from that guy.
Yeah.
I thought Hard Knocks was good. I mean, you meant all the storylines were there. Like, okay, Caleb's the biggest one. All right. The Hall of Fame game, the first preseason games covered. They mentioned Mongo and Devin Hester, DJ's contract, and even the segment you hated at the beginning represented, hey, this is the end of the offseason. It's time to go.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing was Eberflus's hair and beard. That was even addressed because it's such a dramatic change. So I thought that they covered basically everything leading up through the preseason game pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, Bearsky says there's a ton of footage for his future videos. It was fun being on Bearsky Film's podcast last night. I'm sure it's still up on YouTube if you guys want to see me talking some more shit about the Bears. But I agree with Dan that it was a good episode, but I also think it was a little milder than past Hard Knocks. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I even enjoyed the practice
if you're a Bears fan, it's like candy, right, Danny?
Yeah, I even enjoyed where they're playing DMX and they're sliding. I thought it was good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. What's his name? Tyson Bagent has to work on that slide. You know, he's like fully up. And remember Justin Fields getting all those concussions? You got to get that head down, man. Greg Gabriel was at practice today, and he texted me and said they're doing the sliding drill. And Caleb looks outstanding. He didn't even have a real ball in his hand, but he had his hand clutching the ball where it should be while he was sliding. Greg is going to have some good stories from his visit at training camp on our next Gabriel Talks Football. But the Hall of Fame footage of the actual game was fucking fantastic. It's NFL films at its best. I thought, the drama of the game, the inside story. They quickly switched to the Brett Rippon. It would have been nice if they would have introduced him earlier on in a quick little interview or something, but they could switch to him during the game. I bought it. It was great listening, and the reaction from the Eberflus family. I thought all of that was fucking.
And
I was pissed off.
The other kids' parents. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, Reed's parents. I was pissed off there wasn't the preview for next week. I'm assuming they're going to cover the Hall of Fame festivities and preparation for the Bills game. But
they have a little McMichael hospital bed. I thought we might see that this week. Old Devin Hester, little McMichael, but I don't think we're going to get it.
It would have been great, Tooch, but I don't know, man. I think I will not be surprised at all if tomorrow morning or someday soon we read that he's gone. He just looks like he's ready to go, man. You hate to see anybody in that kind of situation. I know it sounds morbid on my part.
No, it's true, especially if you juxtapose thinking about the way he looked as a player or even after as a player. Even at some points when he got a little heavy, he still got back into shape afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
The bust was the handsome, long, flowing hair McMichael,
It was like
he weighs
Superman.
like 100 pounds now.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Lou Gehrig's disease is really destroyed him.
One of the fucking worst diseases imaginable.
That's like what my dad looked like at the end, kind of. So for me,
really?
it's a little emotional. The cancer,
Oh,
my dad had cancer. He was about 100 pounds.
Oh, it's horrible. I'm sorry.
The worst shit.
Sunken face and skinny. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Steve can't even talk, right?
No, he can't. He can't. They at the actual awards ceremony, his wife said some words on his behalf, and then his sister read some words that she had been working with Steve for almost a year on. She read those. I should have really had that video queued up for us to because it's really fucking touching. My wife and I were fucking crying.
Yeah, I was really teary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about Nate Davis. It remained clearer and clearer that Eberflus's patience with Nate Davis, and for that matter, all injured players, is not as long as with some coaches. Listen to this.
Matt, back in June, you said that the expectation was that Nate Davis would be the starting right guard, given how much time he's missed and the need for continuity in front of Caleb. Is there a timeline that you need Nate back before that no longer becomes the expectation?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you have to look at all those things. If a person's out for an extended period of time, and a player that's in that position is playing very well at a starter level, and doing a good job there, then you create the competition. Then you say, hey, there's a competition. People say, well, you can't lose a job because of injury. I don't think that's true. I think that if the guy that's playing there, gives our team a good look and a good benefit for him being in that position, then it's a competition, or the other guy could take it over. But that's not just at guard; that's at all positions.
What do you think? Nate Davis going to be the starting right guard at the beginning of the season, Tooch? What do you think?
I think with the offensive line and the shallow depth we have, I would say that yes, we don't have much of a choice. It depends on who shakes loose after cut downs. But I would say that we're kind of like, whether he's a backup or something, he's going to make the team.
Yeah, just because of the money situation. What are your thoughts on Nate Davis and what Flu said there, Dan?
It would behoove Mr. Davis, I think, to get back on the field. I don't think those comments are hidden in some way. It's not like he's speaking in code. It's pretty obvious what he's saying. I mean, you got to play if you want to play. Period. Yeah. Like, we've given you a lot. Like, I know his mom passed away and they were super patient with him, and then he was hurt, and ever since he got here, he's been sort of an enigma. It seems like he's never available for just a myriad of reasons, and I think he's running out of time here.
Well, and I got to start questioning the Bears pro player personnel because they're acquiring some of these veterans where they clearly have not done, some work on who they are as a person, how do they practice and so forth, because there's been a couple of free agents that Poles has brought in that, even like the very first signing, Ogunjobi, the pro player personnel director should have fucking known that this guy's injury was more serious than it was thought to be. I mean, it fucking happened in the Super Bowl game. So it's not like, it happened a couple of weeks ago or anything like that. So you got to make some thorough checks. You got to know people in the league. You got to know people on each team. You got to ask the right questions to get this kind of information on players because, this Nate Davis guy, he's been known as a guy that doesn't like to practice. He's been known as just being a run blocker. So I don't know. Why are you spending money on him? Dan Aguirre went to pee, so if anybody hears a toilet flush, we'll know that it is Dan Aguirre indeed taking a number 1 or 2, whatever he's got to do. Keenan is fantastic at preparation and play as long as he's healthy. All right, let me play for you, Mr. Santucci. Keenan Allen talking about whether he would like to stay in Chicago and sign a nice little sweet deal like DJ Moore.
Is this a place you're looking at thinking I could be here for several years?
Yeah, absolutely. We already have great chemistry in the locker room. Great friends already made, and the city is beautiful. The team is coming together nice, so absolutely.
Are you okay with the idea if this is a contract year of going out there, proving it, looking for that next deal, whether it's here or somewhere else?
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Bet on myself any day of the week.
Look, Cliff, he's eating another potato chip.
Sneaking them in. They're so addictive. That's what I was saying. He approached the Bears about a contract. He's out after this year, right? No.
Yeah, it's the last year of his contract is this year, correct?
So
you mentioned it in Bears State of Affairs, so they're not anxious.
Hello, anybody home? Yeah, I mean. It would be, I think he's going to have a great season, though. I mean, I'll tell you, so it might be good for them to sign him.
Cliff is sending you a love note there for eating chips.
I may order a pizza later, Cliff. I don't know.
I gotta say this regarding Keenan. Yeah, I might order a pizza too. I gotta say this about Keenan Allen potentially getting a contract extension. I gotta believe if the guy stays healthy all season long, catches close to 100 passes, makes a big impact, and they still have DJ Moore performing at a high level and Rome Odunze getting the over on that bet, then why would you want to break up these fucking three amigos?
Yeah, Flex nailed it. This is one of the things I talked about a while back. Is like he's going to convert a lot of third downs. And then Keenan Allen, and I was hoping we'd see Torrey Taylor, so I was wearing the shirt, but we didn't. But that's another guy who could. Keenan Allen and Torrey Taylor could really have a big impact on whether or not the Bears are over 500 or under 500. Because if Keenan Allen's converting all these third downs, like Flex says, and Torrey Taylor is pinning teams, inside the 5, and they have to march 95 yards against Eberflus's defense, which hopefully will be more improved this season. That's going to help the Bears, maybe get over that 10-win mark.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And then Allen was asked about the progress of the offense, and this is what his report card.
Yeah, I think it's trending upward. We're getting better every day. We're getting a little more comfortable every day with the play calling, with how he likes to call the plays, where he likes to call plays, and Caleb, as well, what he likes, how he plays. Start seeing that a little more, and get a little more comfortable every day. So, feeling good about it.
How do you describe kind of the process in August for an offense of kind of refining what you guys do well, what you like, and taking all the volume that you've got and then kind of narrowing it down a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's just about finding our identity and knowing what we're good at. Outside zone, inside zone runs, play action passes, deep passes, drop backs, quick game. Figure out which categories we're good at, and then kind of working off that.
What you think of that hoodie, Dan Aguirre?
I was just listening. Sorry, I didn't see the hoodie.
Oh, okay, no problem. Because I was getting you and your bride a wedding gift, and I stopped over at Rally Sports, and they had hoodies like that. And they had a really great one from 1985 that had that kind of garish 80 look with patches everywhere and stuff. And they had a 2XL, and I'm asking the guy today, "You guys have a 3XL?" He goes, "I don't know. Want me checking it?" Yeah, check. He went on his computer. He went everywhere. They didn't have a 3XL. And I was like, "Oh man, this would have been Dan's favorite sweatshirt." But
I appreciate you immensely for, like I said, for even attending, but buying gifts, and you didn't have to. And I thank you. But yeah, that is my biggest problem buying stuff. Like I wouldn't have to wear 3X in any other capacity except the length. Yeah. I'm 6'5", man. Like the way shit's made now, I need 3X or it is too short on my back, and nobody wants to see my lower back.
I got you a Dante Pettis jersey.
Oh. Can we let that guy go?
Yeah, it's
time to let him go.
Yeah. I think they like his personality. He's a good guy, to teach the young kids how to muff the ball.
What's the travel plans, Carl? You leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon, getting into Cincinnati right after dinner, and then I'll check in.
First class VIP, Aldo Gandia.
Yeah, I'm going to. If anybody knows a good strip joint in Cincinnati, I'm just kidding, honey. Bearsky Film says, "Wow, you're 6'5", Dan. Oh, how big is your dick?"
It's big enough to where a woman wants to marry me.
Look at that. Yeah, baby. That's the answer we all want to hear. Bearsky Film goes on to say, "Dan, I knew a guy who was 6'4". Asked him, if I asked how the weather was up there, what would you say? He said, I'd spit in your face and tell you it's raining."
I don't know. I've always been tall. So like I said, I was 5'1" in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm. Cliff is encouraging us to go to the Hall of Fame, or at least for myself.
I've been there twice.
Yeah, I might have to consider making that drive. I talked to my wife about it. She goes, "You better not fucking go without me. I want to go with you." She can't go to the wedding because she's actually working a wedding this weekend, so she's got to prep for all that stuff. And
it was so close to when we went to the Browns game together in 2021 that we should have gone to that then.
Yeah.
It's only an hour away from Cleveland.
Yeah. I'm going to spend some more vacation time in that area of the country because there's so many cool things to see. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which you weren't very impressed with.
I've gone there twice. Again, it's kind of let me down both times. The NF or the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as it's called,
right.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got to see that.
I've seen it twice.
Cliff was talking about the holograms they have there where, guys like Joe Namath are a hologram. They welcome you in and stuff. You saw that stuff too, Dan?
Yeah, they didn't have it the first time I was there. The first time I was there was 2012.
Mhm.
And then they had it last year. I went after the Bears-Browns game in December. The
Nice.
one where Darnell Mooney dropped the pass at the end to make us lose. I'm glad he's gone now. Can I say that? I'm glad he's fucking gone. Where's he at? The Falcons?
He's at the
Saints?
Falcons, yeah.
Yeah,
Falcons.
all the scrub Bears go there.
Hey, Tooch, where is the porn Hall of Fame? Is that like in San Fernando Valley? Or something?
I don't know.
San Fernando Valley.
It's got to be, San Fernando. It's got to be LA somewhere.
I'm sure it's in like Van Nuys.
Van Nuys, yeah, exactly.
They don't have buffs there. They have dildos instead of Hall of Fame buffs.
A lifelike recreation of Peter North's dick.
Oh my God. Darnell Mooney, Zach Sullivan says, I like Mooney. I think he will do well in Atlanta. I hope so. I mean, I've heard that Michael Penix is playing really well with the number 2s. He probably won't play much this year unless Cousins gets hurt, but it looks like Penix could be the starting quarterback next season. Tuch, are you there? Because you're frozen on screen. Oh, there you are. You're moving now.
I've been reading. I don't know if there's any validity to it. We shouldn't waste any time on here, but I've been reading that Fields is suddenly outplaying Russell Wilson.
Yes, I've heard that too, and that he's got a chance to actually start week 1. Yes. Wilson has a ankle sprain, so he missed 4 or 5 practices, and Justin played those practices and looked really good. So somebody wants to know Van Nuys. The Bruja says, what's Van Nuys? Isn't Van Nuys in California? Isn't that like San Fernando Valley? Isn't that like the porn capital?
They used to
of the world?
do like porn, premieres for porn films in like the 70s and 80s there.
I keep freezing. I think my internet's hiccuping. I may leave and come back, Aldo.
Yeah, leave and come back and bring some beer. That's how we rock here in the bar room. I know you got 15 minutes, or can you stay longer, Dan?
No, I've got to go to work.
Okay.
I've got to leave as soon as I can.
All right. Do you want to share with the audience any thoughts on Hard Knocks or anything that you've seen movie-wise before you leave?
Hard Knocks I enjoyed. Again, I understand the point. I love F-bombs as much as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I just thought it was well done. And maybe there'll be a fuck in there next week. I'll appreciate that. But for now, I was happy with Hard Knocks tonight. Mm-hmm. And as we talked about last week, I finished out the Pete Rose documentary.
Oh, cool.
I was actually thinking about starting it today, but I had to multitask, and I want to watch it, without looking at the computer or the phone. So I'll probably start that after I get back from Cincy.
It's good stuff, I think. And I like Cincinnati. Like I said, I've been there a lot. Growing up a Reds fan, so it's again fitting that I would get married there too. So,
are you nervous regarding Thursday?
That's something I want to complain about, and I don't mean this about you at all. I truly don't. I keep hearing this from people, but I feel like it's with a layer of like, oh, are you sure you want to get married? Like it's almost like they don't think I should. You know what I mean? I'm not being too sensitive. I'm always like, yeah, I'm not. I'll tell you what I am worried about is because I can't control it. Like I've sent in the paperwork. I'm supposed to go get the license. They have everything. I just have to bring it to confirm what I submitted already to get the marriage license. And then I've spoken with the bailiff and she says I'm tip top and I've got the court date with her judge and everything's good. But it's like, I have to depend on those people to help me get married. And whenever I have to depend on other people, they usually let me down.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they don't fuck up their job. I'm worried about that, but I'm not worried if I have the right woman or not.
Yeah, you definitely have the right woman.
I think
can
so.
Just tell
she
from
looks
her
so
being
cute in that picture, doesn't she?
Oh my gosh! Wait till she puts on the nightie I got her.
She's got some Bears pajamas that she wears now.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
I was wondering if she owned any Bears stuff because I was, trying to pick a present.
Oh, she
for
wears
her.
the Bears hoodie that that she loves too that I gave her. So
Mm-hmm. There she is now. See, I'm gonna make her blush on Thursday. When she says I do, I hope she doesn't look over at me. You know, when she says I do.
I just
maintain eye contact with Dan.
I sent you a good picture we took from Limp Bizkit on Friday.
I don't want to come between your love, you know.
No.
Oh, that is nice. I love this picture. I think you sent it to me before.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look at that.
She's so
we
cute.
had
I'm
so
kicking your
much
coverage,
lightning.
man.
Charlotte had so much lightning that the only band they got to perform was Limp Bizkit. Everybody else got bumped. And
That's
Fred Durst
wild.
kept saying that they were trying to make him cancel the show.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hate lightning. I hate rain.
Yeah, especially when you spend all that money and that time, and it's not good. There shouldn't never be another outdoor concert or football game ever. It should all be under the lights.
Did Dan watch The Last Detail too? I watched it again. My wife.
I didn't watch it recently, but I've seen it within the last 2 or 3 years again, so I'm familiar with it. Yeah,
I thought it held up pretty well, for being the early 70s.
Yes.
The film's over 50 years old.
Yeah,
but it was one of those 70s kind of the ending that you really want, you never get.
Mm-hmm.
You want him to break out Meadows and but it's just kind of an unceremoniously hauled up the stairs into the prison. It's well, let's go home now.
I don't know if you know this.
I love the movie, but yeah,
I don't know if you know this or not, but Nicholson said over the years that he took Last Detail and Chinatown over The Godfather and The Exorcist.
My God!
They wanted him to be James Caan's character, Sonny, in The Godfather. He said, "My heritage isn't Italian. I don't think I can pull it off."
I remember.
And then they wanted him to be the father in The Exorcist.
You mean
the priest? The young
Father
one.
Karras.
Yeah,
Jason Miller's character.
Jason Miller. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
imagine that.
I don't know if that would have worked.
Jason Miller was kind of it was a little more Catholic. I guess.
Innocent.
Yeah, a little more whatever, fatherly. A little more priestly.
Yeah, but fucking Nicholson would have showed up to The Exorcist and smoking a joint and saying, "You better get the fuck out of there before I kick your ass."
He's like, "I'm a badass."
Yeah, Jason Miller. That's Jason Miller's role.
It's like, we're gonna take Reagan out and get her laid.
But The Godfather, that would have been perfect. And
he turned it down and said again. He said he had no regrets because he thought Chinatown and Last Detail were both great films.
Yeah, well, they are. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. By the way, our friend Carolina Teague, Miss League, she is the number one Bears fan in Texas. Yeah. Love listening to Byram. Carolina, you want to come on soon? If so, I will hit you up on DM and we'll pick a Tuesday where you can come on and we'll talk sports. We'll talk good-looking women named Carolina Teague.
Probably the hottest guest we've ever had.
Yeah, I would agree with that. No, with the exception of Dan and Nikki, that really has excited me for
present company accepted.
Exactly.
Speaking of Bears fans from Texas, man, dude, I don't like the beard, but Lovey looked good at the Hall of Fame, man. The Bears
he looked awesome.
They gave him some Lovey chants. I mean, Lovey still gets love.
He got the gratitude he deserves. That was really, really cool. And then somebody posted a picture with him alongside some players, and the caption was from some guy saying, "Looks like Lovey is going to get all the chicks tonight because he's looking, man, he looks ripped and he was dressed really nice and stuff. He's got the beard. He looks so suave with that thing. I bet you he's, I don't know if he's married or not, but if he's not, I bet you he's not complaining about as Dan complains."
Ask you guys, recently there was talk that came up about Ryan Pohl's trade of the first pick overall to the Panthers is the greatest trade ever of any sport. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that too. Did you hear that snippet of news that went by in the sporting world?
I did. What do you think, Dan?
I'm trying to think of a trade that there's got to be something better for an organization.
Yeah, I think right now it's too early. Herschel Walker for
Dallas,
9 picks. Yeah, right. That might be the best trade because didn't that get them Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith? Or
three Super Bowls. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I think it's too early to tell. I mean, if Caleb becomes Patrick Mahomes, and what I mean by that is winning multiple Super Bowls, and if the other draft picks, end up being really good, then yeah, that'll be a no-brainer. Could be one of the best, if not the best trade, but it's just too early to tell.
I'm not getting any pussy tonight. That's why I'm here.
Well, hey,
There's still something wrong with
How does that work?
I think that's an AI invention there. It's fake news.
He never said that. It does sound a little higher pitched than Dan's.
It does, right?
I'm not getting any pussy tonight. That's why I'm here.
That's fake. That's not.
It sounds like Phil doing a Dan impression.
Perhaps.
Doesn't it? Kind of.
Well, what about this one?
I would be willing to suck Aaron Rodgers' dick.
That's definitely Dan.
I said that.
I was there for that one too.
And then this
Jesus Christ, Aldo.
That was over the phone, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like over the phone.
Yeah.
That was a bit that Heidi and I were doing to bring back Phil. That's what we were calling it.
Oh, really?
Like, Jesus Christ, Aldo, how much longer are you going to keep him off the show?
Oh, my gosh. You're right. I think that's it.
That's when, you and Shane were doing the show.
Yeah.
When he was on hiatus.
Shameless. I gotta fucking dump Aldo. I miss Phil.
Back when Phil's Twitter burner accounts would argue with each other.
You said
I love Phil and Shane. Those are the days, back on this crazy radio.
So, Dave, we just got a few minutes left with Dan. I want you to share with the audience what your plans are. I know you shared it a couple of times, but just give us the full itinerary for Thursday.
Yep.
For Friday.
All right. In the morning, tomorrow, which of course is the 7th, when I get off work, I'm taking my cat for a shot, and I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a nap, get up, and get my rental car. I don't take my vehicle on long trips. I get my rental car, then I got to come do radio, and then I'm going to sleep again and pack. So Thursday morning, my goal is to be up at 3 a.m. East and to leave at 3:30. I got to stop about 45 minutes away and pick up my friend Jeremy. My friend Justin's supposed to be with me, and so, of course, is my bride. And we hope to get into Cincinnati at 9 or 10. And then go get the marriage license. That's top. That's got to be done. And then get that, and then meet up with you, maybe eat breakfast, get dressed, hopefully do the wedding. And then let's say that's over at 2 or 2:15 with pictures and shit. I mean, then I have to go check in my hotel, and then I have to get to the venue for the Marilyn Manson VIP at 3:30 East to check in. And I think that's supposed to be between 4 and 4:30. Then watch the show, and then leave and come eat dinner with you afterwards. The next day, we're doing the Cincinnati Zoo, the aquarium, and swimming, and hopefully some fucking.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, and maybe some booze. Who knows? Celebrate. And then going to Kings Island on Saturday to get on roller coasters all day.
Nice.
And then
I've never
come
been
home.
there, but it's a pretty city.
Yeah,
I like it. And
Yes,
then come home on Sunday and maybe catch up on the Bears preseason game, which is Saturday, which I really won't be. I won't have an opportunity to watch. I think it's against Buffalo, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it on Sunday.
Yeah, I probably will too, because it's my grandson's birthday party that day, so I'll probably be focused on him and watch the game on Sunday. But I'm looking forward to that. You guys doing a Barfly tailgate show Sunday?
I don't know. I'm on vacation. I'm going up to the lakes.
Look at you.
Saturday, Sunday in Minneapolis for Monday, Tuesday. That's a little road trip for wife and the kids and I. We had it planned for a while, but last weekend would have been the best weekend to go up. There was 99 degrees here. This weekend's going to be 70s. I don't know how warm the lake will be, but
temperature's starting to change a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you say the lakes in Minnesota, what do you any particular lakes?
It's the Iowa Great Lakes.
Oh,
we have
okay.
like 3 of them up in the northwest corner. The nicest one is West Okoboji. It's like crystal clear. It's like one of 5 blue water lakes in the world. It's like one of the top 5 cleanest lakes in the world. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like crystal clear in some spots on the beach. It's like really nice lake to swim in and stuff. But
Okoboji, is that named after the defensive end from Tennessee?
Yeah.
There's Tooch going there to get some Wall for Veep shirts in Minnesota.
Yeah, once you get some, come on over on our side, Tooch.
I'm joking. I am joking.
This guy wants to give your kids free lunch, man. Come on.
I'll take a little bit more than that. But I hardly noticed his voice during the show. Did you guys? Or
yeah,
it sounded like he had a cold or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't in prime form.
Speaking of, kind of not in his best, best form. Yep.
Well, guys, I got to go. I appreciate you, Aldo. I guess you're flying out tomorrow, so I should see you early Thursday.
I wish I was going, Dan.
You can come if you want.
I know. What night is the wedding again?
It is Thursday.
Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon. Okay.
Yeah,
and then immediately after that's over, I've got to go do my VIP thing with Marilyn Manson. So
nice.
If you decide to fly into Cincinnati, so after the wedding, you and I can hang out, Tooch.
That picture looks more like Bear's Girl than me, to be honest.
You better stop.
I know what Aldo did in her toilet in the hotel.
Yeah, I got video of it if you want to see.
The eels are marching.
Well, be careful. Hope you have an easy flight from O'Hare.
Yeah, you be careful too. Not gonna have a lot of sleep. You'll be driving a lot, so hopefully.
I think Nikki's gonna drive. So.
Oh man.
I like it when my wife drives. I could get some nap in the car, get some sleep.
Yeah, when my wife drives, I want to be asleep because I don't want to see her fucking drive.
It's better that way.
Yeah, exactly. Dan, take care, brother. Go save some lives.
All right, I'll see you on Thursday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was just going to say again, I appreciate you coming immensely.
Yeah, I am more appreciative that you invited me, and then I'm going to get the chance to go. So it's going to be awesome. See you Thursday, brother.
Yes, sir. You all be careful. Thank you.
That is Dan Fire. He's not here. He's saving lives.
If I could go, I would be there. I've never been to Cincinnati. Would love to go. I wish I had gone to the lake last weekend. Just maybe I can get a picture of West Okoboji up here. It's really pretty up there. We went one time, I think 2021, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an amusement park there and stuff. It's pretty. Let's see. I gotta find a nice picture. It's like a miniature like Lake of the Ozarks kind of.
Make sure there's some nice girls in that picture too.
Yeah. I wish, if only. And we got to talk some Game of Thrones finale.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we have there's like 2. East Okoboji is kind of dirty and shallow, and Spirit Lake is the other one. It's half in Minnesota. It's a little shallow. West Okoboji is like 120 feet at its deepest point.
Oh, that's nice.
But,
that's really nice.
That's pretty. They're like $1 million homes up there and stuff.
Ooh, nice.
That's pretty up there. They had some flooding up there, so I don't know. I mean, they say the water's fine now after one town was completely wiped out, Spencer, Iowa, almost completely underwater. So
wow,
we have gotten a lot of rain, man. My basement's been
really.
I mean, it's like they refinished the basement in our new house, and when they refinished, they did the basement. They put in all this beautiful like pipe under the floor, like big, because the plumber was here like with his camera, because one of them, the old original drain from 1940 is like that's the one that failed.
Okay.
But everything else is like beautiful. He's like, this is big PVC. You don't have to worry about any clogs and stuff. But this one old drain here, and the only thing that goes in there is like a utility sink in the laundry room, which we never use. and the condensation from the air conditioner, but it's been so humid, that thing, the little drain fills up the pipe, the whatever pipe is left. And then we got a lot of rain. So groundwater's in there too, and it just, my wife and I are like scooping it. So I ordered a little pump. I'm going to drop in there and then run the line up and go out the same as the washing machine out.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
It's like got an auto shut off on. It's like a little miniature sump pump. So hopefully that works, clears it up. But my wife and I were like, hey, hasn't there been a lot of water? Maybe we're okay, but it's like one of the PVC pipes came loose when the plumber was here. And it's like, it was going the opposite other way. It went all the way into my workshop, into my office. We had to shampoo the rug.
Oh, that sucks. Moving to a new house.
Everything is wet.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, brother.
Yeah, but we've gotten so much rain. Have you guys gotten a lot of rain there too?
Yeah, we've gotten our fair share, and the temperature now is in the 60s today. So yeah, weird shit going on with the weather. I don't remember this shit happening when I was a kid. Every once in a while, we see a red sky and windy and rain, but man, it seems like we're getting weirder and weirder weather events. Cliff Victoria asked the question, did you guys like Fury Road? I watched it today.
I love Fury Road. Is he talking about Furiosa, though?
I think he's talking about Fury Road because he says he watched it today on Max, and so that's the one that was done 2-3 years ago.
That's
with
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
That's fucking one of the best movies of all time, man.
I have to agree with you, Tooch. I don't think the plot was dumb. That's what he's complaining about.
I think he's talking about Furiosa, maybe, because a lot of people didn't like Furiosa, but
those prequel movies don't usually work well on superhero type films. But I thought Fury Road was a great plot. It's these women that are trying to get back to this Shangri-La, whatever it was called, the Greenland or whatever.
The Green Place. Yep.
And and along the way, the fucking action is phenomenal. I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, Cliff, it's not a real deep movie. The plot is pretty simple, linear. There's
very linear.
Yeah. Everything is based on the action. He goes, it was Fury Road. Not Fury,
for me, like the plot was, the story was simple, but the freaking stunts were like the greatest of all time. The auto stunts, the stunt man, whatever was happening, those are the greatest stunts of all time in my opinion.
Yep.
Greatest ever captured on film.
Yep, and when I first saw it, I saw it in IMAX, Fury Road and Furiosa. I saw it in IMAX because I knew George Miller was going to deliver something incredible. And I was just wild. Yep. Cliff is asking you to move to Florida. He is a real estate agent, by the way. He can find a good property. He'll probably get
a little Hurricane 1 or Hurricane 2 that's dumping a lot of rain on him in Tampa.
Oh, shit.
Anthony's there. He's in Newport Richie or something like that.
So he knows well. You don't move to Florida unless you're making a lot of fucking money like Cliff is.
Yeah. Someone asked if they've seen Deadpool Wolverine. I would love to see it, but I mean, Jay Grizz, I would love to see it. I love both the first two Deadpool movies because Ryan Reynolds is hilarious, man. That's Deadpool, and then Hugh Jackman's always really good, But,
you know what? I might, if it's a little too cold or whatever in Cincinnati to go sightseeing, I'm going to have about 8 hours to kill. Maybe I'll go see this movie and then do some sightseeing. So
I would love to see.
I want to see it, Grizz. I wonder if you did and what you thought. Just I like the originals to be able to sit and watch the new ones. Starting Fury Road.
The Cincinnati Skyline Chili. Have you done that before?
They used to have one in downtown Chicago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, and one of the cameramen from Channel 2 says, "Oh, you're gonna love the fucking chili." I went, I go, you know what? I love this fucking chili. It was good. It was good, but I didn't get there often enough. I had 2-3 times, but I'm definitely doing the chili in Cincinnati. Got to.
Ross Reed, he did not like the Game of House of the Dragon finale. He was like, this season was so mid. He said, but I mean, I love the season. I thought the season was great. I didn't exactly love the finale. I'm kind of like,
I agree.
Allison's kind of like, I'm sorry that I tried to take the throne. Can we be friends again? Like,
Yes.
oh, what? Really? Come on, let's fight, girl fight.
Yeah, exactly. Or make out.
Or make out. That would have been good too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really liked the season. It made me think that this iteration of the Thrones saga might be better than Game of Thrones. But
I think so.
That final episode was a bit of a letdown. Somebody on Twitter said this. It sucks that this final episode of the season was a preview or like a preview or a teaser of the next season.
Yeah, basically what it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
They're setting shit up.
You had the sitting around the round table of the Dragon Riders, and you had like Otto's in a cell somewhere. Allison's father. It's like, when did that happen?
Yeah, right.
It's like, come on, right?
I agree. Little plot holes here and there. I have not seen that M. Night Shyamalan movie. Have you seen the preview to that?
I saw a preview. I can't remember the name of it though. Do you know the name of it?
I don't. Let me see. I look it up real quick.
Interesting, but
it does. And I think he's back in terms of, he was in a slump for a while. He actually became a joke among comedians and stuff. But this new movie, which is called The Trap, or just Trap.
Trap. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about though, but
let me see if I can pull up. You want to see the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
He's really talented. I think he's so talented, M. Night.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the lead actor, but I read somewhere that he steals the movie. His name is Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett. Yeah, he's good.
All right, got to pull up the commercial play first, and then I'll play the preview.
30 Days of Night. If you've ever seen that one, Josh Hartnett, really good.
Oh, I love that movie. I have it on Blu-ray. I've seen it a couple times. I totally love it. Yep. Yes, very, very good movie.
Good movie.
All right, I'm queuing it up now, and here it comes in living color.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Sorry, come on.
Wait. I gotta tie my shoe.
No, Dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Lady This shit slapped, Dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Right? Hi. Cooper.
Jamie.
What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie. I'm not supposed to tell. Something happening? Don't rat me out. I won't. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. You're watching all the exits, you're checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
I see me.
Somebody out there! Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley, what was that?
Never ready for it. Let myself in your day.
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
You're kind of dope, right?
Nice stuff.
I was gonna be like, knowing M. Night Shyamalan, the main character is probably the killer. You know, okay,
Exactly.
he is, and not even hiding it this time.
Exactly. I love it when who was it, Grizz? As soon as the trailer started playing, spoiler alert, yeah, because you know who the killer is right away.
Yeah.
But it does look good. I like M. Night Shyamalan as a filmmaker. He's had some hits and misses, but I like him. I recently saw Unbreakable for the third time, and I got to tell you, this is one of those movies that repeated viewings, it gets better and better and better. You've seen it, right?
Yeah. I've seen all those movies. Yep.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson plays well, I don't want to give away the ending, but he plays this guy who thinks that the Bruce Willis character is truly a superhero, in real life, a superhero. And he's trying to convince him. It's done really, really well, and great ending at the end. Like Shyamalan always has those twists in the end. Did you like Lady in the Water, that Shyamalan movie at the hotel?
What's that guy's name?
Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. Yeah, Paul Giamatti. Yeah, I like that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like The Village. What was the one? Signs.
Love The Village. Yes.
Signs with Mel Gibson.
Signs with Mel Gibson, and wasn't Wahlberg in that one also?
Joaquin Phoenix, wasn't it?
Joaquin
Phoenix. Yep.
Wahlberg
did another one. It was like The Shift or something, or The Signal, The Signal.
The Signal.
Something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
That one was so. I don't think it was as good. But I wanted to say about The Village, because I just saw this scene again. I think it was, just a little clip in a little movie documentary thing that I was watching. That scene where the Dallas Bryce Howard character comes in and slaps around. She plays a blind character. Yeah. The Happening. Is that The Happening?
Mark Wahlberg.
That's the Wahlberg movie.
The Happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in the Bryce Dallas Howard movie, there is that scene, and it's just so emotional. She really should have been considered for an Academy Award.
Yeah, I agree.
The performance was so good.
That was like her first, her breakout, her breakout movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Happening was awful, Ravi. Signs was. I thought Signs was pretty good.
Signs was good. Yeah.
That was the Mel Gibson one, right?
Yeah. Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alien and whatever encounter, UFO encounter, or whatever.
Now he did a movie. M. Night Shyamalan did a movie of a family that's on this island, and where they go to this beach and they age.
Yeah, Old.
Yes, was that the name of the movie? Old.
Yeah, Old. Yep. Yeah.
What a great fucking movie.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah.
That was good, man. He comes up with great concepts. He would have been a great Rod Serling type of guy.
Yeah, Twilight Zone, he would fit in perfect. Man, it's like you think, okay, yes, I mean, it's hit and miss. He's missed some, he's hit some, but he tries these like plot twists. It's like there's not a lot of directors or writers out there who are going for the home run twist.
I agree.
And he's a good filmmaker. I mean, the camera work is all fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, that movie.
Mise en scène,
Mise en scène, right.
Yep, it's great.
The movie with the wrestler guy. I should have his filmography up so we're not just fucking long pauses trying to come up with the name of his movies. But then he do a movie with that big husky dude who's been in Knock at the Cabin.
Oh yeah, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that was good, man. I like that one.
Man, you talk about the mise en scene and the camera work and all that stuff. Yep. That might have been his best at that part of in that part of filmmaking. Oh, Mr. Mayhem didn't like Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, that was good, man. It's like they're forced to do the horrible things they had to do,
Yes.
Yep.
I don't get it, man. Why doesn't everybody think like me? Ravi, watch Knock at the Cabin before next week's show, and then report back to us and tell us how wrong Mr. Mayhem is.
Yeah. I forgot to ask you and Danny, who were some of the players you thought really stood out in the preseason, the Hall of Fame game?
Besides the obvious?
Besides the obvious, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, is Austin Booker obvious? Because at first sighting, I was like, I haven't really seen him do much. And then the closer I looked, I was like, holy shit.
Knocking a guy at his ass. He had him on roller skates. It was like,
He's got all the tools to be a special guy, and maybe that's why they're not anxious to sign a veteran defensive end. Maybe they think this Booker kid and DeMarcus Lawrence. Didn't see Jacob. So that's another thing. But again, we talked about Elijah Hicks earlier. I thought he did really good. I thought that obviously Rippin. I haven't gone back to study the offensive and defensive line play very closely, so I really can't single anybody out.
We got some tight end in the middle of the field with Bates and Sweeney.
That position looks super deep with those guys.
Yep.
Yes,
he's got some good play calls for the tight ends. Zach Pickens was another guy who was eating up blocks in the middle.
See, I gotta go back and see him because I've some comments on the chat during the Gabriel show. Pickens was a no-show, and I saw that a couple of times on Twitter. I got to go back and see that offensive defensive. Maybe I'll do that in the plane.
The little running back from UCLA was nice. Demetric Felton, who Bill Lissimo and I like coming out of college. One of those
we
guys
just picked him up too because Wheeler was hurt.
We don't really have a guy with that kind of skill set, a little speedy, shifty scat back.
Exactly.
Third down plays and stuff, something to watch.
The running back battle is going to be interesting because, again, even in the very few snaps Khalil Herbert had, he proves yet again that he's good for a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yard run.
Yep.
I mean, the guy does that every other run that he has. And, Greg has been saying maybe, he'll be on the trading block. Where are you going to get from? You're going to get a 6th, 7th rounder? I'd rather keep Khalil Herbert instead of picking up a late day 3 draft pick in case Swift gets hurt, in case Roschon gets hurt. Herbert can be a huge offensive asset. He catches the ball pretty well out of the backfield. He's not a great blocker, but I think it would be a big mistake. So we'll see what happens. But then
explosive. We don't have a lot of explosive players on running back. So
exactly,
running back.
Swift should be. Hopefully, we'll get to see a little bit of him next game against the Bills. But they've got these guys like Felton and Travis Homer and Wheeler. Hopefully, they'll get back injured. So they've got some depth there that could make moving a player viable. But
the ending of The Last Detail. Your thoughts?
I loved it. The spoiler alert for everybody. The Randy Quaid character, the Jack Nicholson character, and the Dixon character are taking to jail. They're going through several cities to take him to jail. He tries to escape.
All so young, man. Randy Quaid was so young and handsome.
That was his first movie role. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and they're treating Quaid so well. They're giving him a fucking party, taking him to strip joints, getting him laid and stuff before he's got to go 8 years to jail. And then, the last thing they think of, the MPs, is that this guy's going to try to run away because they've treated him so well. And yet, here he goes. He tries to run away.
He had sex with Carole King,
Nice. Twice. Because he came in about 6 seconds the first time.
He looked a lot like John Krasinski a little bit, I thought.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's become a little wacko now.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? The long hair.
Yeah, it's like Grizzly Adams crazy in the Canadian wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they take him to the penitentiary, and then there's a little dialogue between the two MPs, and basically it's like
Badusky.
Yeah, Badusky. What a great name.
So my wife was like, "What kind of a name is Badusky?" I was like, "I don't know, man. That's such a weird name for a character, Badusky."
I love it though. It's a great sound.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, weren't they? It was kind of like a mini life lesson. I'm going to go my way and do. And the other guy, didn't agree, and they just went on their own way.
Yeah.
So it was a very existential feel. Just living for today kind of feel.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, it held up really well for being a 50-year-old movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
shit.
I don't remember who was the director. I think you said
Wasn't it Hal Ashby?
Was it okay? I don't remember. I was just like
double check.
He had done a really good job though with the directing.
Yeah. And fucking Nicholson, I think he had just come off of 5 Easy Pieces or one of
That's
those
what I was
movies.
thinking. Easy Rider, 5 Easy Pieces, something like that.
Yeah, it was Hal Ashby who directed The Last Detail. He's done some other good movies, including Being There, Harold and Maude, Shampoo, Coming Home. I think you saw that recently, or maybe it was Dan Aguirre.
Yeah.
So he's a good filmmaker, and the scriptwriter was a guy that wrote the script to Chinatown, Robert Towne. So it's a good stuff. Chasers says Zach was better. The Prisoner was much more enjoyable to look at. I don't think I've seen Chasers. Tooch, have you?
No.
Yeah.
Who was Chasers?
Yeah, let me do a quick Google search and see if we can get on the same wavelength with my man Zach. But I immediately think of a strip joint, which came up after my Google search. Chasers movie. 1994. Wow, she is gorgeous.
I've heard of that. I don't know.
Erica Eleniak with Tom Berenger, Dennis Hopper. Let's see if I can find a picture of her. Because, she's a lot better to look at than Randy Quaid. Lordy.
So next week we're Wednesday, though, right?
Next week we'll be back at our starting time, 8 p.m., but it will be Wednesday. And then I need to talk to you and Dan in September. Would you guys like to do a switch with Phone 55? We moved to Wednesdays. They moved to Tuesdays. If you and Dan are good with that, then we'll make that switcheroo.
It's all right with me.
Yeah. This is the young lady
Chasers,
that, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Zach, do you have any naked pictures of Tom Berenger?
He's from Chicago too, I think. Tom Berenger.
There's Berenger, really? I didn't know that. He's been a really good actor over the years. Platoon was an outstanding movie role for him. What else?
It was in what's that movie? Inception. Remember, he was in Inception. He played like what was that? Killer. He played Oppenheimer's like
yes, like a lawyer or something.
Right? Yeah, a lawyer. His father died, so he was helping him run the company.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio was imitating him or something.
Yeah.
Bag over his head and stuff. Yeah. Inception. That was the last time I remember seeing him in recent.
That's right. It was a while ago.
Great
he
movie,
was
though.
also in did you ever see, I don't remember the title of the movie, but it starred Deborah Winger, and Deborah Winger plays an undercover FBI agent who is trying to infiltrate like a white extremist organization. A lot of them are farmers, country people, and so forth. Berenger plays a farmer.
I don't remember the name of it though. I remember it,
and they fall in love. It's a great story. It's really well done. I'll see if I can find the title.
No idea.
It's definitely worth watching.
Of course, Winger, he was Sergeant Barnes from Platoon.
Oh my
classic role.
What a performance.
Yeah, awesome performance in that.
He represented evil in that movie, and Willem Dafoe represented saints in heavens, and it was like such
Sergeant
interesting. Such interesting casting, because I would have cast Willem Dafoe as the bad guy. Yeah. And Berenger as the good guy, but they scarred up with makeup Berenger's face. He was great, man.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe would like play the bad guy for so long. He's probably, can I play the good guy for once?
Yes, exactly.
He always played the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him kiss a woman in a movie.
Right, he was the bad guy in To Live and Die in L.A. He was the bad guy in Wild at Heart.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Betrayed, 1988. Tom Berenger, Deborah Winger, the writer Joe Esterhaus, who did movies like oh my gosh, what was the name of the Vegas movie with the stripper?
He wrote a ton of movies.
He was a real hot writer.
Yeah, what was the name of that one? Was it Striptease? No.
No, he didn't do
It was
striptease.
like
He did
Cal
big
McLaughlin.
Showgirls, Basic
Showgirls.
Instinct. Yeah.
Showgirls. Yeah.
Basic Instinct, Sliver, which was a sleazy movie, but it was kind of hot. But yeah, it's a talented cast. And Costa Gavras, who is an internationally renowned director, he did Z, the political thriller. I think it won an international film Oscar. He came over to the States to direct that as his first film, and he did an excellent job. Excellent job. Bearsky is saying there's the full episode. Where's the full episode? I don't know what he means. Showgirls, yes, David.
Joe Esterhaus. Yep.
Right.
Did he write Fatal Attraction too? Was that him?
He wrote Fatal Attraction also. Yes. Yes. What do you think about Showgirls? Because it's been derided for so many years and stuff. I think it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was great. I mean, it was like, because I expected it to be terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of all of the build up and the talk before I had seen it, there was a bunch of like
absolutely
reviews,
yes.
Negative reviews and stuff, and then I saw it. I was like, it's really not that bad of a film. They give you everything you want.
Right. It's just I don't think people got it. It's pulpy. It's like a Pulp Fiction style of movie.
Yeah.
It's a dancer who goes to Vegas to find fame and fortune, and she ends up being, duplicitous and will do anything she gets to get this leading role, including throwing the girl down the stairs. It feels like a 1950s Pulp Fiction type of film. I loved it. I thought it was good. The sex scenes are great too.
Yeah, where can we find that Bearsky Film podcast? He's got a YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube channel called Bearsky Film.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Highly recommend everybody.
Just for barflies who don't know where it is, get that out there.
Bearsky, besides doing a weekly show, also produces these really great mini videos.
He's one of our sharpest barflies.
Next week's episode will be on Wednesday, Bruja. Wednesday at 8 p.m., 24 hours after Hard Knocks, so that we can.
It would have been Wednesday tonight, but all those traveling to Dan's wedding tomorrow.
Exactly. I've actually also been thinking maybe if I can get a couple of guys interested, maybe on Tuesday after Hard Knocks, maybe we come on for an hour and share our immediate reaction.
You've been to Cincinnati before?
Many years, about 20 years ago for another wedding.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's a nice town.
Yeah, I know. Aaron Current doesn't live too far. He's about an hour away from Cincinnati. He's in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. But, I agree with if he's talking about Showgirls. It is a bit overacted. There's no doubt about it.
It took B movie to the height of B moviedom.
Exactly.
And that, if you like B movies, like Aldo said, pulp movies, I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't like Showgirls.
Right. I don't mind a little overacting when the actors are showing their tits.
Exactly.
I don't mind that at all.
Yep. I love when an actor comes in and just chews up the scenery for like 5 minutes, and then they're not in the rest of the movie.
Right.
It's great. It's like, oh, okay, like Wayne's World did like Overton window scene. Like, can we get a real actor in here? And Charlton Heston comes in. He's the janitor. He's like, it's like, and they're both crying, like Dana Carvey and Mike Myers. Like, that was great. It was like Charlton Heston came in for like 2 minutes, then he was gone. It's like, well, I was watching World War Z with Brad Pitt the other night. I was like, I'll just leave it on. There's a scene where David Morse, the actor, he plays this crazy guy in a CIA, high-level CIA agent. He's locked up, chewing scenery for 5 minutes. He's never in it again.
Isn't that wild? I'd like to do a show where you just highlight those one-scene stealers. Guys like that. There was an actress named Beatrice Straight. She was in a movie Network. She was in one scene, did one long 7-minute dialogue about how her husband cheated on her, and she deserved better and stuff, and she won an Oscar.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Zach Sullivan says if you loved or if you liked Saved by the Bell, you gotta fucking love Showgirls.
That's right. Elizabeth Berkley, right?
Yeah, that's right. Beautiful woman. My goodness. Legs that as Eddie Murphy would say.
Elizabeth. Did she do more movies?
She did a couple of more after that, and then started to slip away. Not entirely. Let me see if I can pull up her filmography.
Yeah.
By the way, Deborah Winger, man. Woohoo!
Yeah, she was hot. Yep. Officer and a Gentleman, man.
We saw that recently.
My wife never saw it, but she and I watched it maybe about less than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really great movie. I mean, Richard Gere and Louis Gossett Jr. I think Louis Gossett Jr. won a supporting actor for that.
He did indeed. Let's see. Elizabeth Berkley, the last thing she was in one episode of a TV show in 2016 called New Girl. And then in terms of, she was on CSI Miami for 9 episodes in 2008. She was one of the lesbians in the L World, the L Word on Showtime, 4 episodes in 2009. And then the last notable movie that she did was quite a while ago, man. Quite a while.
When I was getting ready to watch Hard Knocks tonight, HBO had a new Michael Keaton movie I never heard of. I don't know. Do you have his IMDb up? You can look up what it's called.
Sure.
And I wanted to watch the trailer, but Hard Knocks was starting. But it looked like a pretty decent, interesting movie.
By the way, the remake of Beetlejuice is coming up with Michael Keaton.
That's right.
Let's see. He is doing. Scroll down.
It's like Mr. Something, or
there's something called Knox Goes Away.
Knox Goes Away. That's it. He's a detective who's losing his memory or dementia.
Oh wow! I don't need to watch that. I got my own memory problems. I don't need to watch a movie about somebody else.
When a contract killer has a rapidly evolving form of dementia, he's offered an opportunity to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged adult son.
Well, it came out in 2023, and it's got a 6.9, a 7-point rating on IMDb. That's not bad.
7.0 is pretty good, yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't really think of it as being good, but the 7.0 movie is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like that Dave Portnoy pizza review. If you get a 7, it's pretty good, I think, right?
Absolutely, right.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Yeah, stop saying pizza. I'm hungry.
No, right?
Knox Goes. I already forgot the title, so I'm like.
Knox Goes Away. I saw it. I was like, "What the heck is this?" Because it said new to Max or whatever. Like new movies or whatever.
David has seen it, and he's giving it his thumbs up.
My fellow Iowan, David Ekbal.
Zach also saw it. Says a hitman with dementia. He enjoyed it. It was okay.
All right.
D. Starren watched Showgirls 5 times and ejaculated 8 times. Not bad. Well, do you remember a movie when you were a kid that you jerked off to, and seeing it hit the TV screen or something?
Oh, sure. There's so many. Holy crap! Russ Meyer's Up.
Ooh. Yes. Oh my God.
Yep.
Yes. But that was on video. Did you see it on video, or did you see it in a movie theater where you ejaculated somebody's hair?
I had a video VHS. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Because those were hard to find back then.
Yeah. I got it at one of those. Record? You go to the record conventions. Sometimes they have Sometimes they have videotapes.
Yeah, right.
I got it at one of those record shows. The Holiday Inn in Hillside.
Yeah. Vixen was a good one. Yeah, Russ Meyer's one of my favorite filmmakers. I don't care if the movies were, soft porn, big titty movies.
Yeah.
His filmmaking style and his casting, it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I really recommend. If you're a cinema fan, watch Russ Meyer movie. Anyone.
Yeah. Up was like the culmination of his personal style.
Yes.
With the redneck sheriff, the sex, the naked girls, the goofy plots and stuff, the murder kind of stuff. That was he put it all together for one movie,
Yeah. There was I read a book about his life. I'm looking up to see if I can get the title, because it was something like Square Jaw and Big Breast, a weird title like that. Yeah,
Like I
Big
said,
Bosoms and Square Jaws. That's the title of the book.
it's basically
And
his movies.
yeah, it was really a well-written movie about his life. He was a World War II cinematographer.
Yeah.
Most of the film that we see about World War II on television, I won't say most of it, but a lot of it was Russ Meyer shot it.
Yep.
And
He
then,
was a war correspondent cameraman.
right. And then when he came back, he got into shooting pinup photos of girls.
Yep.
And the bigger the bust, the more he became famous. And then he started making movies.
Yep.
And so there was a Hollywood producer who was interested in making that book into a movie because it's so ripe for the Hollywood success. But it's never been made. I hope they someday make that a movie because I think people will enjoy it. I had an interest.
If people haven't seen Up, they should see it. I mean, it's funny. It's like there's tons of naked girls in it.
My favorite one is Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixen.
Yeah, that's a great one too. Yeah, that's probably those two are the best two.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree.
Up and Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens.
Yeah, and the one that put him on the map, it's a little corny to see now, but you can kind of appreciate.
Roger Ebert wrote the script.
Yeah,
right?
for both of those movies, right?
Yeah. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, right?
But Faster Pussycat Kill was the one that he made a few years earlier than Up, and that really put him on the map. Did you ever see that one?
Yep. And Beyond the Valley of the Dolls with that was the that was the Roger Ebert script.
Right.
It was the only movie Roger Ebert ever wrote. It's like he would tell you it was excellent too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever meet Roger?
Oh yeah. Because they used to tape Siskel and Ebert over at the WBBM studios, and so Ebert wasn't very.
It was a little guy. First
Yeah,
of all, he was like 5'5",
short
and wide,
heavy.
short and wide.
Right, and Siskel was tall and bald, and Siskel would engage you in conversation very easily. It was very difficult to talk to Roger.
Yeah.
He was in his own space.
So I used to work downtown, not around that area. I think I was working around 111 Wacker, maybe over there, somewhere over there, North Wacker,
Upper Wacker.
And I used to go to a few places I used to like to eat because it's not far from Lake and Wacker. And there was a Rico Benes, breaded steak sandwich. I used to go in there, and I was like walking, and he came out and walked right in front of me. Was like, "Excuse me," and that was it. I was like,
"Roger,
that was fucking Roger Ebert." Yeah. He was coming out. I was going in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He'd never seen any of your movies, right? When you were in the in the business.
he saw my schlong in the Russ Meyer movie. No, I'm just kidding.
But it was pretty obvious that Ebert had a big breast fetish.
Russ Meyer was his favorite filmmaker. I thought he said sometime or whatever. He was like, he liked the Russ's movies very much.
Yep. You know what's funny? When Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens played in Chicago, the premiere, it was at the Three Penny Cinema, which is across the street from the Biograph Theater on Lincoln Avenue. I went. It was packed, and I was able to find the seats somewhere in the back and stuff. And Ebert was sitting up in the front row, shoulder to shoulder with Russ Meyer. And when the movie finished, Russ Meyer came up and talked about Roger and so forth, and then he took questions, and some lady stood up and said, "The lead actress, Kitten Natividad, those aren't her real breasts." And Russ Meyer lied, because I read Kitten's biography. Those were fake breasts that she got done in Tijuana, and then Russ Meyer paid for them to be redone because it was botched in Tijuana. He had them paid to be redone in the States, and he lied. He says, "Those are 100% real. I know. I've touched every single inch of them." He said like a Carnival Barker type of guy.
They did a pretty good job that second time, I gotta tell you.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I saw her at the Consumer
It
Electronics.
was so cute. Yeah,
It was like about 5 feet tall, if that.
That was a good little area to see. He had, like you said, the Biograph, the Three Penny, and Facets Multimedia.
And Facets Multimedia, Fulton Avenue.
You could get a video membership. They had all the like hard to find movies and stuff.
Yes,
and
indeed.
they had all of Russ's movies, I think. At Facets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That was, over at the Biograph Theater, which is the famous theater where John Dillinger was shot. Afterwards, my what my high school film teacher used to program the movies there, and also he was in the projectionist union. So a lot of times he would be the projectionist, and he would invite me up to the projection booth.
Nice.
And yeah, it was
Like Cinema Paradiso.
Exactly. I was having the time of my life, man. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I was 17, 18 years old.
Cinema Paradiso, of course, right?
Yes, I have, but I gotta admit that I did fall asleep. Not because it was boring, I just saw it late. So I saw the beginning and the end was so fabulous.
Fantastic movie. Won Best Foreign Film, whatever year it came out. But if the Barflies haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's not only is it funny, it's sad. It's like all the emotions and stuff, you know. It's a hilarious movie too. The townspeople in his Salvatore or Toto, his little town in Sicily. But yeah, great movie.
I got to see that. And D. Stanton says he caught a documentary about Brittany Murphy that looked interesting. You know what? I think I saw previews for that, D, and it looks good. I might see that with my wife. Zach says, I like the choppy way those movies are spliced together beyond all the great scenery. He's talking about the Vixen movie, the Russ Meyer movie. See?
The mountains.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the editing in a Russ Meyer movie.
Mountains, Zach. Mountains.
I love it. I love it.
Yep,
I once went to a Rolling Stone, the record store. They had Rolling Stones throughout Chicago.
Yeah, there was one in what was it? Forest Preserve in Harlem over there.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the best one, man.
I would go there once a week, man, and because I had a huge vinyl selection. But I bought the soundtrack to Russ Meyer movies.
Oh wow!
Yes,
cool,
and when you open it up, they have pictures of all the girls. I don't know if I'm ever going to listen to this, but I want to. Exactly,
collector's item. That was the coolest record store, man. When you're driving, because it was like that's like a weird three-way intersection. You're coming on Forest Preserve. You're coming like right at the building, and it had all these great like rock, statues and paintings and stuff.
Drawings
drawings and tall. Yeah, it's a Rolling Stone Records.
Yeah, it was a great store, and they had nothing but vinyl. And then when CD took over, they made the conversion. It was CDs all over the place, and you can get your. They had other things besides movies. They had a little section where you could get like marijuana paraphernalia. Right. So it was a great shop. I don't think it's no longer there.
No, I was over there when I came to town. That's where St. Rosalie is over there, Harwood Heights. I went to see my relatives. They all live in Harwood Heights in Norwich.
Wow.
Who would think Italians living over there on North Harwood?
That's right. My brother-in-law has a garage right around there in Harwood Heights. So if you ever need some car work and you're in that area, let me know. I'll take care of you.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right, Tooch, let's get out of here. I got a plane to catch tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. What time's your flight?
It's at 2:00, but I got to pack, and I still got to do some running around in the morning and stuff. So
O'Hare, right?
O'Hare, baby.
Yeah, I mean Midway would be kind of far for you, no?
Yeah, it is. It's O'Hare's much closer than Midway.
I went to like Arlington Heights, and we went to your house. It was like, man, this is like Lake Zurich. It isn't fucking Arlington. It's like Northbrook or something, It's like, It's like I'm down in the south end of Arlington Heights, and my hotel is it's probably close to all those places. It's like a 20-minute drive from.
Yes, I'm like right at the northeast or northwest tip of Arlington Heights, surrounded by Lake Zurich, Palatine, Northbrook, and so forth. Buffalo Grove.
Yep.
Surrounded by those.
I was like, is this still Arlington Heights? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife actually, she was doing a trip. She was going to go on a trip to Hawaii for part of her job, and then they told her we don't have it in the budget, so you can't go. And then now 2 weeks ago they said you have to go. We'll find it on the budget. So she's going.
I don't know. Did she ever take you to the islands? Or she's taken you before, huh?
She's asked me a million times if I want to go, but it's always during football season. So I don't want to get away. But
you gotta go sometime, though.
Yeah, she and I have gone to Hawaii once. We did a 10-day trip, and it was the most humid time in Hawaii in the history because of El Nino or some shit.
Usually, it's not that humid.
Yeah, that's what
I've like inland. But if you're on the ocean, it's great. If you're in the mountains, it's cold. it's usually like beautiful on the.
I frankly was a little disappointed with the weather. I'm not here for 9 fucking days.
Yeah,
and it's always
weather
hot and
sucked.
humid. Yeah. It's
Huh.
not the paradise that I thought it was.
Yeah.
And we were in that in Maui, in that Lahaina area that the hurricane totally destroyed. So I got to see a lot of that stuff before it's been permanently
Lahaina is
demolished.
beautiful, man. That little town is beautiful.
With the huge fucking trees.
The banyan tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They had some nice little breakfast shops there.
Yep.
We go for breakfast all the time. But yeah, we hope to get back there soon. So but I might have to throw a party since she's going to be out of town. You hear that, all my friends?
When is she going again?
I think it's mid-September, so I'll let you guys know.
All right, nice.
She's going to kill me.
Right on.
All right, Tooch, I love you.
All right, love you too. Yep.
I will post pictures from the wedding, so make sure to spread them around.
Nice weekend sports betting tips on Friday. And,
love it. Did you guys have a good week last week?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony's been red hot. Today, not as hot as the other days, unfortunately. It's like a little.
That's what it is, like the stock market.
But it was up a lot, man. And then Barfly Tailgate, Joe Mandel had texted me today about when was good for me to do a Fantasy Football Goon season preview show.
Yeah, I got to tell him that the next 3 Tuesdays are available. So
Yeah,
I'll text
that
that
works.
to him because he asked me what days are available. So Zach Sullivan lives in his mother lives in Hawaii.
Yeah,
he
every
says-
day, all year. Like, yeah.
Oh,
It's
so
usually
it's
the same,
so it is humid, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the ocean, it's great because you have the ocean breeze.
Right.
But if you're inland, it is humid. Yeah.
Okay, because the 2 places in this planet that I've been to that I would move in at a moment's notice is San Diego. Love the weather in San Diego, and also in Mexico. What the fuck? The place where Cabo San Lucas.
Cabo San Lucas. I've never
Yeah.
been. I heard it's
Gosh,
nice. There. Yeah.
I love the weather down there.
Fantastic. Yep.
So anyway, all right, brother. Great Bear state of affairs. Lots of fun talking about Hard Knocks, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Take care, Aldo. Bye.
All right.
Everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See if I got a closing video here.
We got one?
Somewhere. I got one. Here it is.